Red Rock is literally in the middle of nowhere. There's about 2,000 people. It takes about 15 minutes to get to a gas station, 30 to get to a grocery store. There is nothing out here. When he was diagnosed, we were still living in Tucson, so services and stuff were really there for us and we could get what we needed. When we moved to Red Rock, we lost everything.
Here in Red Rock, we have about 420 students altogether. 85 of those students are in special education, and of our special education students, we have 11 that have autism diagnosis. I think the most important thing people need to understand is that rural communities need these resources just as much, if not more, than the cities do. We do the best we can, but so many of these students need more.
Cole with autism really started coming out probably about 2. He had a lot of meltdowns. He was just agitated, like little things like touch, sound.
An issue we were having with Cole was transitioning in the morning. He had a very difficult time getting in the car with mom in the morning, getting to school, getting out of the car and coming into school. Quite often, I would get called, our superintendent and principal would get called, and we would have to meet him in the office. He'd be on the floor crying. He would be hiding underneath the chairs in the office, and it would take a team of people to transition him into the classroom.
He had a really bad meltdown with behavior health, and they're just like, we're done. You need to put him in a home. It's not a good environment for him. His behavior's out of control. We're gonna put him in a therapeutic home for like 90 days and it'll fix everything. I was so desperate for help as being like a single mom and living with meltdowns and insanity and just feeling so alone with no help and behavior health, not knowing what to do. And I remember just crying and praying, and I picked up the phone and I called my youngest, had like in-home developmentalist at the time, and Natalie, she was like, why don't you call SARC?
Our intensive parent training program is a 1-week experience for parents to come in to our clinic from all over the state. And during the course of the week, we work with families and their children one-on-one. So every family will have a clinician that is right there by their side. We provide coaching from the sidelines while parents actively are working to engage their child in meaningful, everyday activities and really hoping to try to impact their language over the course of the week.
That week at SARC, we worked with Haley Rose, and she was amazing. She just knew how to work with him. She didn't get in his bubble, and it just worked. And I did what she said, and I could feel the difference. I could see the difference. I really got that one-on-one with Cole. I got the one-on-one. I could use the tools without distractions, and you could just see the difference on each day. The week after SARC, we came home, and within 10 minutes, my mom, who had my other kiddos that was here, she goes, he's looking at me. He could give her that eye contact, and her eyes were like tearing up because he couldn't do that before. That was probably like the biggest change that we saw right away.
Before he went to SARC, there was no way we saw him in a traditional first grade classroom, and he's thriving. There's no paraprofessional in there. He is receiving all of his general education services from his general education classroom teacher. In my opinion, the most valuable resource SARC provided was training for a mom on how to meet Cole's needs and how to understand Cole's needs.
The program that we were in with SARC gave me that confidence that I can work with him. I can be his mom. I can do this.
The primary reason why we offer this service, this intensive parent training program, is really because we equip families with information that we have, and the biggest change that we see in the week is not in our ability to change the child, but it's really our ability to coach and to guide the parent.
He is so smart, and he He is like the boss. Like, he is like this kid. He is like CEO material. Let me sit behind the desk and put my feet up and tell you what to do because I got this.